So, hi, hello, good evening, everyone. Myself, Sainad. I'm CGO of CS CODENZ, and Deputy Dean of this Excellence Programs in CS CODENZ. So, a very good evening, guys. We are back with a great one-day event again. So, today's our webinar topic is on National Rural Livelihood Mission. So, National Rural Livelihood Mission is a poverty alleviation project implemented by the Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India. This plan is focused on promoting the self-employment and the organization of the rural poor. So today's our host is Mr. Praveen Kumar. So let us have a overlook on the Praveen Kumar's career. So Mr. Praveen Kumar is from the West Bengal. He has completed his education from the Saint Xavier School, Bokaro. He has completed his intermediate is also from the same school. Then he went to the Bankura Unani Institute of Management to complete his in electrical engineering from Bachelor of Technology in the year of 2011. Then he went to his post graduation, completed his 2 years of post graduation in rural management from the Xavier Institute of Social Service, Ranchi. So after that, he is immediately joined in Jharkhand State Livelihood Program Society as a block program manager in NRLM for the duration of 5 long years. He has worked out there. During his work, he ensured to upkeep of community institutions to conduct the regular capacity building exercises of different communicative cadres so that they can become enough capable to provide the hand-holding support to the community institutions. So to ensure the maximum registration of farmers and ensure that they are properly trained so that they can train the community members further. So these are the some of the works that he has been done or served to that society for that long 5 years. Then he has been in the same society. He has been the district manager and capacity building and the HR. From the 2019, he is now working presently in the same career. Now he is looking into the grievance of the staff and try to sort out those issues by taking the appropriate action. Plan and conceptualization training by the identifying the need assessment of the staffs, draft out the reports of the grievance and performance reports on the concepts of notes of the trainings. Look after the Medicam and the related issues of the employees, ensure that staff benefits are the deserves to on time to the concerned staff, and to look over, observe the participants during the field immersion and conduct the presentation of their field activities during the requirement. So we are very glad to be having in CS Cordon. So we are very glad to have you here and to taking the time to giving an overview of the NRLM system to our student community. So thank you so much for having with us at this time. And our respected CEO, sir, I'm handovering to you. Please talk about something, two lines about our course today. And hello. Hello, Bhargavi.
Yes, you're audible.
Chandu sir is there?
Yeah, he's there.
Uh, yes, Praveen Kumar sir.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you so much for giving your time, and I'm handovering this to you, sir. You can host the session now.
All right, thank you. So, thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity to deliver this lecture on NRLM. And as I also thanks you, sir, of this organization to give me an opportunity to deliver this. And I welcome all the participants this evening who have come to learn and to know something on this project because it's I've been working in this since 2014 in the special project of the central government, and this is a very good program, uh, and uh, and I have been actually delivering this, trying to deliver this uh, from grassroots level. I would like to say that this project was launched by the Ministry of Rural Development in 2011, and it had a very uh, a noble agenda to cover rural households, the 7 crore rural poor households across 600 districts, 6,000 blocks, 2.5 lakh gram panchayats, and 6 lakh villages in the country through self-managed self-help groups. So this self-help groups, it's not a new concept. It was but it all started in few districts such as Andhra Pradesh and in Bihar. And after this program, after this structure of self-managed self-help groups ushered, the ministry decided to launch it not only in few states but all over the country. So, and with this help of not only self-help groups and its federated institutions, the federated institutions means something which will be managing the self-help groups. It's not the staffs who will manage the self-help groups. It will be the federated institutions of the self-help groups, such as village organization, level federation. These are all the organizations such as which will manage the poor women at the grassroots level. It will not. It's not the staffs. So it was a very well crafted ideology and a program by the uh, central government, and which will ultimately go into alleviating uh, the poor from their from their bad condition, and will help them usher in a greater magnitude. So in 2015, this program was renamed as Day NRLM, that is Deen Dayal Upadhyay National Rural Livelihood Mission. It's the same thing, but it was renamed as Day NRLM. All right. So this is the mission of the program: to reduce poverty, which I said earlier, by enabling the poor households to access gainful self-employment and skilled wage employment opportunities, resulting in appreciable improvement in their livelihoods on a sustainable basis, to building strong grassroots institutions of the poor. If you read the words, it is all the words are self-explanatory in this. To reduce poverty by enabling the poor households. So we have to not provide the rural poor with money and say that, okay, now you can go ahead. You are now out of poverty. No, you have to enable them so that they come out, they have the the habit of lending, savings, taking loans, repaying them repayment, and so on, which will make them, which will actually enable them to come out of poverty. So when a self-help group is formed, actually, if you are not aware, let me tell you, self-help group comprises of uh, 10 to 15 women from different households, not from the same household, but from different households who represent the household, and they form a group, and in which they start savings, and after they have a appreciable amount of that this savings, government gives them some grant, banks give them loans, and so on. So you have to enable the poor households to access gainful employment. So how can they come? How can we enable them? So first they start this the habit of savings. They start by 10, 15, 20, whatever their wish is. We do not impose that you have to start by saving this amount on. So after savings, then they take few amount of loans such as 100, 200 for the small household activities. And when they start repaying them, it means they are actually working, putting that amount, and they have become so capable that they have now come to return that money with interest. That interest is a very nominal. Uh, in our Jharkhand, it's 1%. So they start repaying them, and slowly they take a bigger amount, start repaying that bigger amount, and then we uh, approach the banks, the financial institutions, all the nationalized banks, and they have certain RBI guidelines, and through which they give loans to those self-help groups. And with their help of that, they take that amount into some small business opportunities which they have, and this makes them an access. This enables them, and this gives them an access to gainful self-employment and skilled wage employment opportunities, resulting in appreciable improvement in their livelihoods and on a sustainable basis. It's not that we are going to give them livelihoods for a small amount, for a small period of time. It's all through. It should be on a sustainable basis. So therefore, there are several other schemes. All the schemes we have in NRLM, one of the component is convergence. In convergence, we all the other uh, uh, what you can say that government programs are converged into this, so that poor are not deprived of those government programs. Not only NRLM is itself a government program, but since we are enabling the poor, we are making them into self-help groups. The government expects that, okay, so these are the actual poor. So why not we give them benefits of other programs also? And with the help of self-help group, the knowledge is disseminated in a very fast manner. Even if one woman comes to know that, okay, so this is the scheme which we are getting, which the government, the state government, or the central government has provided it for us. They discuss them in their group, and with this, all the 13, 14, or 10 to 15 households, whatever they are, the knowledge disseminated in a very fast manner. So this is one of the beauty of this institution. The guiding principles are here that poor have a strong desire to come out of poverty. Okay, so we are no one to teach them that, okay, you are poor. They know that they are poor, and they have a strong desire to come out of poverty. They only require the opportunity. Okay, so the poor have a strong desire to come up, and they have those inborn capabilities. We only have to provide them the platform. They have that inborn capability to come out of poverty. Okay. For example, if someone wants to do fishery, we cannot impose that, no, you have to work on agriculture. If someone wants to do agriculture, we cannot impose that, no, you don't practice agriculture, you have to practice fishing. we have to provide in their expertise, in the capacity in which they are capable to do. We have to provide them expertise. It's our problem that we are not going to give them skills with regard to fishery or horticulture, be it anything, sericulture or agriculture or goatry, duckery, anything, or animal husbandry. So if we are not giving them an opportunity with regard to that, it's a problem. But you cannot teach the community that, hey, you have to do this only. Fine. So they know that what they have to do. You may have an opportunity. This is the role of you can say, strong institutions of the critical for unleashing the inborn capability of the poor. The strong institutions mean the SHGs and its federated institutions. SHG is a grassroots level institution. It's the basic building block of NRLM. Self-help groups is the basic building block of NRLM. So it is that has the strong institution. You know, if SHG is not strong means they have someone has taken the loan and has run away. So that shall not be the case. That should not be the case. It means if the institution is strong, it means they are sitting regularly on a weekly basis. They are doing savings in a disciplined manner. They are doing repayments. They have strong linkage with banks. They are taking loans and they are repaying the loans. So all this, they have all the record maintenance, whatever they are taking and whatever their savings should be proper. So all this indicates that the institution is now strong. So a strong mobilization and building strong institutions of the poor is critical for unleashing the inborn capabilities of the poor. So that is the basic fundamental. You know, we cannot compromise on the health of the institution. An external, dedicated, and supportive structure is required to induce social mobilization, institution building, and empowerment process. So, an external, dedicated, and sensitive support structure. This talks about the human resource. Whatever those who are guiding, those who are supporting this poor, those who are helping, they are all the staffs with. Who are there in this program, who are supporting people in this program, they should be dedicated. And the support structure should be quite strong to induce a social mobilization, institution building, and empowerment process. So this talks about, the third point talks about the human resource, which should be quite dedicated and should be strong, should be supportive enough to make the institutions strong, to keep the institution strong and strong just from the day of formation. You know, you cannot ensure, you cannot say that, okay, I have formed the SHG has been formed. Now it is well, it's doing its duty. It's doing its regular sittings, regular savings, regular record maintenance. So I don't need to visit. No, you have to provide them proper training from time to time. So training is another important aspect of this. The maximum amount of budget of this government program goes in trainings. Since I know I am in this very institution for the past 8 years, so I know that maximum amount of fund which is allocated goes into training purpose. Training not of staffs, but training of the community people, institutions, community cadres, and so on. Its values are the core value which guide all the activities in NRLM. The core value which guide all the activities under NRLM are as follows: addition of the poorest and meaningful role to the poorest in all the processes. We have to include only the poor people into this. You know, this community, these institutions, this give an identity to the poor. As we have our identity card, I'm working in this organization, so that you know, the poor, the identity of poor is not a card, but its own institution. So this addition of the poorest gives an identity to the poor. So that is a meaningful role to the poorest in all processes. So core value is that, the poor should be provided the meaningful role in all the processes of NRLM. Okay, so addition and providing them meaningful role in all the processes means involving them in different government programs should be one of the values of NRLM. Transparency and accountability of processes and institutions. All right, so whatever is being done, it should be minutized, it should be discussed, and then further it should be taken into consideration. So that is one of the core value. Anything, the SHG member cannot decide. One of the SHG member cannot decide that, okay, I should provide rupees 10,000 loan to this candidate. No, unless it is discussed with all the 13, 15, 10, whatever the strength of the SHG is, unless it is discussed with all the members, you cannot provide, you cannot do anything. You cannot do anything. Okay. So there has to be transparency and accountability of all the processes and institutions. Okay. Ownership and key role of the poor and the institutions in all stages, planning, implementation, and monitoring. So whatever planning, whatever implementation and monitoring, the ownership of the poor and key role of the poor should be there. Okay, so whatever they want, we have to first take their view. Okay, so what you want, how we should implement. Okay, so just I would like to share my experience. Few days ago, I went to a village, and in that village, they were all the women members. Their background was of fishing. So they said that we put the fingerlings in the pond, and we don't know how. After a few days, we saw that all the fish were stolen. Okay, so I said that being an institution, they were the members of producer group, PG. Okay, in producer group, all the members who are there, they have to be from a livelihood background. It may be agriculture, it may be anyone. So that is different from self-help. Okay, so I said that, why don't you make your own rule? Anyone can't stand with a stick and say that, okay, this should not be done. You decide that what should be done. You can remember, or you can discuss with the Mukhiya, Panchayat, Sarpanch, and then come to a conclusion. So that ownership and key role of the poor should be there in all the stages of planning, implementation, and monitoring. Because if you don't do that, if you put your view, it may fail. Now, studying rural people, studying the rural mentality is a difficult task. Okay. Because you don't know their culture, you don't know their background. So let them, we are only facilitators. We as a human resource in this organization, in implementation of NRLM, we are all facilitators. We can facilitate them. Okay, just say what you want to do. Then they will come up with their ideas. Okay, can we do this? Okay, can we do this? Okay, can we do this? Okay, so let them come with the point. We need not impose anything that, okay, no, this is the suggestion as per my view. I am the boss here. I am the manager here. So what I am saying, you should do this. No, if you do that, anyone who does that, be it any level of manager or any administrative person, if he does that, then that is bound to fail. So the ownership should come. By imposing something, ownership is not there. Okay. And community self-dependence. The community self-dependence is another important value that the community should be self-dependent. You cannot monitor each and every household in every self-help group or village organization. The self-dependence should come. They should know how to keep keep themselves alive in the sense they keep their institutions alive. If they want to appoint a community cadre, they are free to do. If they want to stop the payment of a community cadre, they are free to do. If they want to change their timings of meetings, they are free to do so. Self-dependence. Therefore, the name is self-help group. Self. The first word itself is self-explanatory, that the group should be good enough to help itself. Therefore, the self-dependence is another very important point. By enabling the poor, you should actually make them self-dependent. Okay, you can guide them, you can facilitate them, but actually empowerment will come only when they are self-dependent. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. The two major strategic shifts under NRLM is SGSY. First of all, before NRLM, it was Swan Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana. SGSY, the full form of this is Swan Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana. NRLM will be a demand-driven program, and states will formulate its own poverty reduction plans based on their past experience, resources, and skill base, which was not there in SGSY. NRLM is a demand. It is a centrally driven program, but it has given some amount of what you can say, some amount of independence to different states. That okay, the working culture or the livelihood of, say, a state such as Jharkhand will be different from a state of Punjab, will be different from Maharashtra, will be different from Karnataka. So this NRLM is in general a livelihood program, but while formulating its policies, a special independence was given to different states that, okay, based on your past experience and your skill base and your resources, you can design your own strategy to how, so that you can go ahead. Okay, so it will, the second point says that NRLM will provide for a professional support structure for program implementation at all levels, from national up to the block level in different states. So there is a professional structure from national level, which is called as NMMU. Then comes national, NMMU means National Mission Management Unit. Then comes SMMU, State Mission Management Unit. Then comes DMMU, District Mission Management Unit. Then comes BMMU, Block Mission Management. So it has this sort of hierarchy, as we say, for the professional support structure for program implementation at all levels, right from national level to the block level in different streams. Features of NRLM. These are the different features. Universal social mobilization. In universal social mobilization, the people, you cannot expect any success. You cannot expect someone to come out of poverty, or unless you have actually mobilized people. Okay, so you have actually means mobilization means you have done enough to ask them and come and join the institutions. So you have done enough, you have asked them, you have made them aware of this program, you have made them aware that this is how we can go forward. And then they have come with their own thoughts that, okay, what the program says, what the program asks is that we should be a part of a basic institution. So that is universal social mobilization. Feature which says as universal social mobilization. Participatory identification of poor. There is a method of identifying poor. So it is a big topic. If we go with this, then it is a big topic. How we can identify poor. So participatory identification of poor, I can just simply to make you understand, I would like to say that there is nothing, there is no direction, there is no office order as such, that, okay, those who are earning below this amount is called poor. Okay. Who will decide who are poor? The members of the institution, the members of the self-help group will decide themselves that, okay, she is poor. Maybe her husband is no more. Maybe their son have left them. Okay, so you cannot say that, okay, if that household is earning more than 35 rupees or more than 50 rupees, then that household is not poor. No, we have not defined the beauty of this program is that there is no such definition of poor. The definition of poor here is only participatory identification of poor, which will be identified by the members themselves. I will not identify. Being as a block program manager, I was earlier working as a block program manager. So being as a block program manager, I can't say that, okay, this woman is poor and this woman is not. That is not my job. So this has to be identified by the poor themselves, that these members are very needful. So let us ask them to join the self-help group. So okay, so that is the participatory identification of poor. I've just told you one of the aspects. There are various different aspects to identify poor. Okay. So third one is community funds as resources in perpetuity. The community funds should be used as resources in perpetuity. It means it has to be the funds which have been provided by the government or by the savings of the members, by the interest of their savings and so on, should be utilized as resources, can be used as the resources for their progression. Livelihood. A livelihood should be based on a national livelihood. The members should ultimately be given without livelihood. They have been trusted to take any loan. Without livelihood, they cannot repay any loan. Without livelihood, the basic fabric of the institution never viable. So that livelihood is the livelihood is not there. That institution no longer will be sustainable. Livelihood, basic. Okay. It ultimately encourages people to get into some life. Even poor who are not, who don't have any idea, they don't lack husbands no more, their children are not. So what will they do? But due to regular savings, by regular savings, repayment, taking loan, and so on, slowly they know that, okay, this is where I am expert at, and they start doing something, and then only banks will give you loan, and then only you yourself will be encouraged to take loan. Okay, so this livelihood is very important aspect of NRLM. Then comes convergence. As I said earlier, that with the help of this NRLM program, we have mobilized poor rural women to come into one institution. And since the government knows that, okay, the beneficiaries of NRLM are actually poor because they have been identified with the help of second point, participatory identification of us. So why should we only benefit of NRLM? Why not? Then that is the convergence. Other programs are convergence. Jharkhand, the animal husbandry department, there is another department of animal husbandry, but almost all the identification of beneficiaries is done by, we give the list of names that they ask us. We don't have, they ask us, okay, you give the list of names and we will provide you the money. So we provide us the beneficiaries and the money is provided by the department until this is because we also did Swachh Bharat Mission in we provided the beneficiaries and the flow was of Swachh Bharat Mission. That is the example of convergence. Then there are convergence in horticulture related things are also provided to us. Okay. Then we provided food to the Anganwadi, the children, to the pregnant mothers. Okay, so that was again a part of convergence because that is not our department, that is not our domain, but government took help of this organization. In Jharkhand, it's JSLPS, Jharkhand State Livelihood Promotion Society. Government took help of JSLPS to cater to these programs so that it runs successfully. Partnership with NGOs and other civil society organizations. One of the aspects is providing skill development. So for skill development, we have PIAs, participatory organizations. Okay, so those organizations, those are NGOs, give in different programs, be it technician, beautician, nursing. So these trainings are given to whom? To the members, to the children of the members of SHG, not to the SHG members, but to the children of the members of SHG. This is another important because skilling is another important aspect. You cannot expect everything out of degree. Skilling is another. You may have a good degree, but you know how to work. You are skilled in this profession. So that is the demand. Skilling is another important, and the name of that skilling, that program is DDUGKY, that is Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushal Yojana. So that is another sub-part of NRLM, that is the skilling domain. So for that, we do partnership with NGOs and other civil society organizations for skilling and maybe other. And we are independent to do partnership with in any aspect. The CEO of JSLPS is competent to partner with any organizations, to come with MOU with any organizations as per the need. Okay. Linkages with Panchayati Raj institutions. Because the Panchayati Raj institutions, we have worked closely with them. The Panchayati Raj institutions involves Mukhiya and all the ward members of the Panchayat and so on. So we have to work closely with them. We cannot, because they are the administration of village. They are the administrators of village Panchayats. So we have to work closely with these Panchayati Raj institutions. As I said, it's the flagship program of Government of India under MORD, Ministry of Rural Development, launched in June 2011, was restructured of SG as Swayam Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana. NRLM was demand-driven program, as I said earlier in my earlier PPT. So how is its progression? Progression was foundation, social mention, building, social building by making those rural women, by mobilizing them into self-help groups or into village organizations and into cluster level federations. That is called as institution building. Not only SHGs are institutions, but village organizations are also institutions. Cluster level federations are also institutions. And then comes block level federation. So in social mobilization, I want to tell you that in self-help group, every member is from each rural house. They represent the household. You cannot say that we are working with women. Women, we are working with household. Women is our way of work, is the way of working as per our. We are not committed to improve the livelihood of women. We are committed to improve the livelihood of that particular household. Because men do not have the habit of saving. Men cannot so disciplined as women. Their women have been taken into this. They can saving. They will say less bit of lie. Okay. With men, this is not expected. So therefore, as women are taking the primary beneficiary into this, but we are committed in improving the condition of that particular house. So in institution building and social mobilization, self-help group is, as I said, and then village organization, all the members, each self-help group, 2 members become part of the village. First, suppose in a village, there are 100 households, 100 or 20, 100 households. So from, if, so I say 10, so in that village, in that village, there may be 2 cities, but there will be only one village organization of a single village, of that village. So, and in that, from each cell, 2 members will be the member of that village. Okay, so that village organization will represent that and have control over this. So what is the concept? Capacity building. From time to time, we have to train the members, the community cadres. I didn't say about the community cadres. The community cadres are kept by the institutions themselves. Initially, they are kept by us. Okay, but slowly, when the institutions try to realize that, okay, we are for us. So the community cadres, and we train the community cadres so that they can help and develop the institutions. They can support the institutions. Okay, some of the examples are active women, master bookkeeper. Then we have the Krishak Mitra. We have Pashu Sakhi. These are all the community cadres of a village. They are village level community cadres. Okay, then we have job resource person. These are all cluster level. In a cluster, there are 5 to 6 panchayats. So we form a cluster. So that is a cluster. Village organization, and in a cluster, from every village organization, 2 members become the part of that cluster level federation, CLF. Okay, so CLF manages 5 to 6 panchayats, and VO, that is manages self-help groups, and help groups, and manage the rural poor women of each other household. So this is all part of social mobilization concept and institution building, what I say. So also that institution building is CLF, and then we block level federation, and block level federation, same left the the block level. Okay, so building in the community funds, their bank links means the feature provider. We lead the bank, take care of their own. So that is the impact. How long will and fund the community? Let them come to the bank, because banks will take care of them. And how do banks care? By proper lending habit, by proper saving habit, by proper bookkeeping. All these are there, which we train the members from time to time, community cash from time to time. And the banks, they provide loans to these institutions, and they do their work, they do their small business, and then they start So this is another level of empowerment, which is known as bank linkage. And then community cadres are there, as I said. The active women looks after the health of SHGs. Okay, are they doing regular sittings? Are they savings? Isn't any issue in bookkeeping? So that is the role of active women. Master bookkeepers looks at they see the transaction means savings, taking loans. All the transactions are taken care of by master bookkeeper. They are not staffs. They are not staffs. They are the staffs of institutions, and therefore they are called as community cadres. So community cadres, and then CRP generation. CRPs means the poor's self-help group is formed by whom? It's not found by the staffs. It will be found by the CRPs. So once these people become capable enough, once these people become strong enough, these people they have come out of poverty, then they are sent into other states, other districts to make self-help groups there. Okay, so self-help groups will be formed by whom? They will be formed by CRPs. And that is another important RP generation. The RPs have to be generated, and then they will send and teach them as they all from beginning, that is social movement. These are all done by whom? CRP, by staffs. Staff, the role of staff is only facilitate. We only facilitate. Okay, we call the CRPs, give the arrangement. And it is the role of CRPs to form everything. So self-help groups, village nations, cluster level federation. And who will see? The poor rural women who come out of poverty and who motivate enough can motivate the people in the district and so on, and they can only make a from this generation. Then agriculture, we stop hoping my agriculture stock to so NTF test for all these are part of livelihood. It's forested area. Okay, so their NTFP is done, such as in Jharkhand, it's a huge area, lag cultivation. Lag cultivation. So that is a part of NTFP. Risk coping management, micro enterprises, business development. So all these, not only where there is no scope of agriculture, it's not, every villages are not similar. Okay, you cannot say that in every village there will be agriculture or there will be livelihood. So if something is not there, suppose district where I belong to, where I am at present, the coal capital of India. So here, when I go to villages, the people say that we have no scope of agriculture. We have a mining area here. There it is. Their mining is done. So what do people do? They have small enterprises, small businesses. So all these are part of life. Conclusions: health, nutrition, shelter, education, gender, social development, things. The programs of different other departments of state government, of central government can come and seek your help into developing their own programs. For example, health and sanitation, as I told, the toilet construction, which was done in Jharkhand, it was done by self-help group members. Because the government realized that instead of giving this money to the panchayat, it will be better give this money to self-help groups, because there will be less management and more cooperation, and the toilet which will be constructed will be sustainable. So this was the government realized and provided funds, not to us, not to the account NRLM, but in the accounts of the village level institutions, and then they managed. It was a slow process. It initially went on to be quite slow, but later on it was, with regular support and all, they made it into a good and a sustainable basis. Okay. So how it is different from SGSY, I've explained it. No need to repeat again and again, but just in SGSY it was women, men, and mixed, and in NRLM it was only women SHGs. Okay, so in SGSY it was linked with CC. CC means cash credit. Okay. And in NRLM it was directly credited to savings account, not linked with cash credit. Cash credit is a loan facility. It means where you can take the RF. RF is the revolving fund which was provided initially. After 3 months old, an SHG who becomes 3 months old after date of formation, the RF is provided. So okay, so here it was linked with savings and not linked with cash credit. So cash credit is a type of loan account. Capital subsidy was removed in NRLM. No subsidy. The poor should know that the money which they have taken, they have to be paid. By providing subsidy again and again, we make we only distort their habits. Okay, we don't help them actually. So they should know that then they have to return that money. So subsidy was removed in this. No subsidy in this program. Rather, the interest less was the interest rate was lessened, that they don't have to pay too much of interest. Nature of bank credit. So in the nature of bank, after first grading, RF linked CC. After initial grading, CC not linked with RF. Okay, so in this, the nature of in the nature of bank credit, so, what it was said that after first grading, there's a grading of self-help groups. Okay, that is done by the VOs. That grading is done by village organization. Grading simply means that how capable you are to run this. Is the self-help group capable enough? Is the self-help group strong enough? Grading, that grading is provided. And after the grading, that loan is provided. Okay. And in SGSY, after second grading, that subsidy was provided. Okay. And after in NRLM, you can see that after subsequent grading, enhancement of CC or TL, not linked with subsidy. After subsequent grading, after grading again and again, in NRLM, the enhancement of CC, cash credit is the loan facility. Okay, so that loan facility means the loan is provided by the bank, and after, if suppose 50,000 loan is provided by the bank to that as self-help group, and then after in that 50,000 you are that self-help group takes only 10,000. They don't require 50,000. Okay, so they have taken 10,000. You have to pay interest on that 10,000, not on that 50,000. So that is taken again 10,000. Again they can take on that. Again they pay, and then again. So that is the CC linked loan, which is given here. And in SGSY, it was second grading, subsidy was provided. Linked TL is term loan. Term loan means it depends on the term for which you have taken. Okay, so that is term loan is different and CC loan is again different. So all it wants to say that in SGSY, after grading, CC is provided, not linked with RF, and in SGSY, after grading, they provided RF. RF is simply a grant. It's not a loan. It's a grant. And for providing grant in NRLM, we don't require any sort of grading. We give them after 3 months. And SG has formed, 3 have surpassed, now give them the loan. That's it. not loan, RF. That is revolving fund. Revolving fund is given, that is a grant that has not to be repaid by the self-help group, but it is a loan for the members. Revolving fund is a grant for the self-help, but it's not a grant for the members. Okay, so for member it is a loan. Out of that revolving fund, you can take 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 as per your need, and then pay it to whom? To SHG. But SHG as a whole does not need not pay that amount to anyone. Okay, so for revolving fund is a grant, not members. For member, nothing is grant. They have to repay. Okay. Amount of bank credit up to 4 times of self-help group. So amount of in SGSY, the amount of bank credit is as per the group corpus. If the group corpus is certain amount, then if it's X amount, then 4X amount of bank credit can be provided. And in NRLM, there is no such rule. Okay, so initially, nowadays in Jharkhand, in other states it may be more, but in Jharkhand, a 5 lakh loan is initially for any self-help. Out of those 5 lakhs, they may provide you 1 lakh initially. Okay, take 1 lakh, repay that 1 lakh, and then again you can come and take the higher amount without any paper. Okay, so they need not worry about the corpus. So that corpus concept is no more here in NRLM. You are a member of, you are a registered self-help group under NRLM, then you can take this loan, and then after you take, you can do your business activity, small, whatever you want, and then you can repay it. Okay, so that is a higher amount, but there was a limit in SGS that only 4 times of that corpus amount will be paid. Repeat financing, no provision was there, and here in NRLM, repeat financing, so that after 5 to 7 years, every member gets loan limit of 1 lakh minimum. So there is repeat financing. Okay, if you have taken this loan and you have repaid, again the bank will provide you loan, first linkage, second linkage. Okay, so here we officially, the term is linkage. First linkage means first linkage is of 5 lakhs rupees, then again second linkage, then 10 lakhs, then 15 lakhs. So there's no limit that if you are prompt in your repayment, then bank also is prompt in providing you the loan amount. Here it is. So that provision of repeat financing was not there earlier, before 2011, and after NRLM came the repeat financing, the concept of repeat financing came. Okay, so interest subsidy was not there. Now subsidy is there. If you do prompt repayment, then 4% will be given by, 4% will be excused. Okay, so any SHG member, if they have taken loan and they have repaid that, from bank, if they have taken any loan and they have repaid by its time schedule, then that bank, not that bank, it's a provision of NRLM, that another 4% of it will be credited to the account of self-help. Normally, the loan amount is the interest amount is 7%, but if you pay on time, 4% will be excused. So you have ultimately given only 3% of the amount to bank, but it is for only those self-help group who have repaid on time. If you have delayed, then only 7% will be, you have to pay 7%. So that was interest subsidy was not there earlier, but now it is. In NRLM, there is a provision of interest subsidy. Support of community. Support of community, as I told earlier, that support of community is here. Engagement of CSP, bank linkage, bank Sakhi in bank branches, bank Mitra, bank Sakhis, whatever you say. Then you have community-based recovery mechanism. Branch managers sit with the members of the self-help group or with all the members of those who are not repaying. There is another concept which is called as community-based recovery. Okay, so they have monthly meeting of CBRM, in which branch manager of that area is the chairman, and he has to preside all with other members along with staffs. Okay, so here you have taken so much loan, you haven't provided it on time, or what help do you want from our bank? So these all discussions are there in NRLM. So this is again, the support of community is there in NRLM, but in SGSY, such things were not there. Yes, engagement of CSP, bank linkage, bank mitra, support of community means not only this, since these words were mentioned, I've explained you, but support of community is again, if you see it broadly, the support of community cadres is there in this program. Activement, you have, then you have JRP, job resource person, you have Pashu Sakhi, you have Krishak Mitra, and all those